Good morning, everyone. So today we have Mr. Praful Goyal with us, all the way from Pune to Ahmedabad. Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so how was your journey to Ahmedabad?
It was quite an early morning flight,
Okay.
but I always like Ahmedabad, and I always look forward to talk to students. So more than a journey, it was excitement to come over here, which made me woke up early, got ready, and came in time. So
Okay.
thank you, Karnavati University, for inviting me.
So, sir, Mr. Goyal is right now IT director in Marsh McLennan. He's ex-Barclay, and his journey is quite interesting because when I was talking with Goyal sir earlier, and he told me that he has a background of electrical engineering. So, someone who is from electrical engineering got admitted into IIM Bangalore and then serving as an IT director, handling a lot of people which are from the IT domain. So we would like to hear, sir, like how your journey went through these years.
Again, I need to go back maybe 30 years back in life. I don't want to sound old by saying that, but I got into engineering, electrical engineering back in 98, where I started my engineering journey. I wanted to be a computer engineer, by the way, but by virtue of the number I received, I got into electricals and had a good engineering time. I was a merit holder back in University of Rajasthan in my second year. But after the engineering, I never looked back to electrical. I always wanted to go for computers. Then I got into computer classes, understood the nitty-gritty of language of .NET and VB6 back then, and that's how my computer journey had started. It's been a phenomenal 21 years so far that the journey has taken me where I am. Like you brought up the topic of IIM Bangalore. So my initial 10 years of experience, I was in Bangalore, then I moved to America and tried to handle the MNC company's account as a delivery manager, as a developer, or as a tester. So I was doing all sorts of roles. And that's where I realized that there is a gap of my education. I never had formal management education. But when you do the year planning, when you do 3 years planning, you need to understand lots of management part also. Same time, you need to understand what's happening at macro level, micro level. So that made me to apply for IIM Bangalore, which is a premier institute here. And I spent a year over there to understand the nitty-gritties again for management side. So then that was my turning point of my thinking. I been an electrical engineer, spent 10 years in IT, then got into management. So I got all three flavors. So since then, all three flavors came together, and the journey after that has been more enriching in the work I do. After the IIM Bangalore, I again spent 2 years in London to do multi-MNC projects. Came back to Pune 7 years ago when I decided to settle back in India. I joined a big bank, which is a UK-based bank, and that's where I started setting up engineering team. And I spent 5 years there. Then in last 1.5 years, I again moved to a global insurance broking firm, where currently I'm serving as IT director. So sorry for long answer, but that's a journey in parts from engineering to IT to management and today.
Okay. That was a nice answer. Actually, in India, we see computer engineering and electrical engineering as two different branches.
Right.
But if we see foreign institutions like MIT, some of the institutions from US, they are having these courses which are integrated to electrical engineering as well as computer engineering. So this is some kind of perception that we as an Indian have created, that electrical engineering and computer engineering are isolated branches. But if we see as an overall in the engineering branch, these both are connected to each other somewhere. And the sheer will that you have shared by which you got into IIM Bangalore, and the thinking that you were having, the perception of life that you were having, Based on that, you landed up into the IT firms as well as the management firms, and today you are serving as an IT engineer, IT director. So that's an remarkable journey that you shared with us. Another thing that I would like to ask is, if someone has not that kind of opportunity to get the education from premier institutions like IIM Bangalore, so for that kind of students, how this journey can be redefined in such a way that they can also achieve such big positions in MNC companies or top MNCs?
Now, again, this is a very permanent question in today's world. I'll again go back. My engineering was from tier 4 college, perhaps, because I couldn't secure the desired marks to get into premier institute. But like you ask, what is the thing electrical engineering teaches? My answer is, engineering teaches attitude, which at least I learned that as an engineer, I have the attitude which I gathered through my education. Once you get that, then rest is willingness. You want to do design course, you want to do IT course, you want to go into aerospace course. It's a more than will which will take you, and the attitude and willingness will take you there. And I'm talking back again 20 years ago. Fast forward today, in a university like Karnataka University, where you have a new engineering setup over here. If I want to tell the kids over here, or the students, no more kids, the students over here, is that, like when we got out of college, the criteria was if you have 60% in 10th or not. You were not even allowed to sit those companies' entrance exams. Or 12th, you need to score certain percentage. Or then there was a tier system, which tier college you are coming. I can tell you in today's context with utmost confidence that barring few top colleges, rest is all same here. The companies are not looking the line where you say which university I am passed out. That almost has gone. It is that what impact you are going to make in my firm, or in my project, or in my company. The reason is two part. One is last 10 years the education has becoming democratized. A student in Karnataka University is accessing same what you said MIT student is accessing. So the information flow is same.
Good.
Number one. Number two, the application of this information is also available across the board. So now the gap between so-called tier 1 institutes and other institute has been drastically reduced. So the student of Karnataka University or such that shouldn't even think for a second that we are any which way having a disadvantage. A mindful of a interviewer is not looking what the person comes from. He's looking what the impact this person is going to give in my firm.
Perfect.
So because I do take interviews, I can tell you with my own experience that at least I stopped looking the college name. The funny part is nowadays thousands of colleges, so I don't even can understand which college has what weightage. So we all understand the IITs, and after that all are almost same.
Okay.
So that's where the student should look for that creating the impact rather than looking for am I not in the top tier college.
That's a nice thing that students can get encouraged that even they are not landing up to the limited seats that our country is providing to the premium institutions. Still, they have the opportunity to elevate their career at big MNCs because the MNCs are hiring based on the mindset of the student instead of the institutions where they are coming from. So that's nice to hear that the students can get encouraged with all those things. Another thing, what things you would suggest to a student who is in first year of any engineering branch and would like to elevate their career in finance alongside some IT? So is it going to be necessary that the student should come from a pure IT background to secure such job portfolios, or some kind of courses and certifications or sheer will to learn the things can also make a difference in the career of a student. So how's your opinion on that?
Yeah, again, it's a very relevant question in today's world. And if you see, the technology itself has been fully democratized. When I say that, I have been visiting your design college. Their students also learning of 3D printing, and I'm sure they are learning how to do it. So the technology is not limited to IT engineer per se. What the person in the technical institute can do is, can they go more deeper into it? We call T-shaped learning in a general management term, where the horizontal bar of the T is how the breadth you are covering, but the vertical bar of the T is how deep you are going into particular subject. So to your question that as a technical institute engineer who came into first year, what he or she should do, my thinking would be, again, my previous answer was creating impact. No need to go too thin to learn everything. If you learn everything and you are not understanding one subject more deeper, then end of the 4 year, again, you will find yourself in difficult condition that what I'm doing. So while you can understand at a surface level, which is a horizontal layer of T, but make sure there is a 1 or 2 subject which is close to you, you go deeper into it. So once you spend this 4 years, you yourself feel confident that I am a expert, so-called expert at that level in particular subject. So the journey after that will be very pinpointed, sharp. And every area, like we talk about cloud computing, we talk about data engineering, we talk about DevOps, we talk about, of course, the AI nowadays, or a typical full stack development. Each area has its own value. The question always is what impact you can make to the company.
That's really true. That at today's generation, the courses that the institutions are offering are very multidisciplinary courses. So if we consider that T-shape, the horizontal line is explaining the subjects and the courses that we are offering, and then it depends on the student that at which subject they want to explore to the depth. So that will create their T. So that really makes a difference at the learning of the student, and that doesn't have much role of an institution to grab an opportunity at MNC companies or the career they want to pursue. Another question would be, like, we see that still a mindset is there at engineering institutions that if you are not good with coding, if your coding skills are not that much good, then you would not be able to secure a good job at any of the organization. So are there jobs available to such kind of people also who are not good at coding? Or if someone wants to learn coding, because we are seeing the technological shift is very high compared to what we were seeing in 10 years back. The languages are changing drastically. As you mentioned, you started with VB.NET. And in today's world, we are not seeing much applications on VB. So the technological shifts in languages are also very high. So if someone is not having those technological strengths in terms of coding, still these students will be having the opportunities. So what kind of opportunities they can get at the industrial level?
Yeah, so, again, it's a very relevant juncture of this question. If you ask me this same question 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I would have definitely said that everybody should know deep dive of the coding. But with the influx of Gen AI, now, as of now, a large part of code is auto-generated. We even use in our office setup, we encourage team to use our own AI models to do the basic coding. So you no need to spend time on writing a basic codes. Model will give you the code. Only you need to give a prompt. You would have seen in a general, like, I'll scale down the example to Excel. You have a large Excel sheet and you want to create a pivot table. In again back days, you need to know how to create a pivot. Now you just type saying I need a pivot table and hit enter and you get the table.
Okay.
So the question is at intersection. Should I know how to create a pivot table or should I spend my energy that what is after pivot table? So the question is at a juncture.
Good.
Equal argument can be made that you should know hands-on to know the basic of coding. I would agree that. But at same time, if a person is not having a full willingness to learn the coding, but may have some more strength to do, so that is not a mandatory now, because there are models which will give you the work. So why I use a pivot, because I was never good at creating Excel pivot or VLOOKUP as a simple, I'm going a layman language. But after the data, I can apply my mind what the story the data is giving. So with this AI, I feel more content that I don't need to know VLOOKUP or the formulas of Excel sheet.
Correct.
Same way, it's a coding, and it is rapidly increasing. In just a year and a half, ChatGPT was launched in 2023, back end of 2023. We are talking March 25. Just year and a half, there are models which is generating a good code. I wouldn't say error-free as of now, but with this pace, you will generate error-free code in coming months.
Absolutely. Like right now, the technological barrier is not that high, which was in earlier cases. It's all about the mindset of a person, that how they are perceiving that information and what kind of solutions they are trying to offer to the people. So it's more about micromanagement or microservices where people should be exploring the things.
Yeah. Make no mistake, the person who knows the coding still has a lots of value.
Correct.
Or I would say that a more value. So there is no substitute of
Coding,
of knowing the things by hand. I again visited your design institute this morning, and there are a lot of things are happening through hands, like carpentry or machines and all that which you are using. While technology can make automated, but the person who has experience of doing through their craft, I'm sure they will have the edge. So if given a two choice, I would say learn the coding if you can, expertise if you can. In case you are not able to, there are opportunities otherwise as well, which wasn't the option 2 years ago.
Correct.
So there's a new avenue has been created.
Perfect. One more question related to Industry 5.0. Industry 3.0 was about giving the products to the people. Industry 4.0 was about offering the services. Instead of the people are not owning something, but they are paying for the services. Now Industry 5.0 is on the edge, and it is going to be mainstreamed within next 2 or 3 years. So what 3 technologies you see are going to be evolving at very high speed, or are going to be elevating, so that the students can understand where they needs to shift their mindset? So those 3 technologies I would like to know.
Yeah, again, it's a little funny question, because everywhere the answer is one, which is AI. Now you can bifurcate the AI, whether it is going, right now it's a Gen AI, it will be going to AGI anytime soon, or quantum computing, which is also a talk of town. But I'll give little orthodox answer that like a coding, right? Knowing the coding was the flavor of town 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and it is going to be. So my always thinking is the base has to be strong, whichever way you can build. The reason I'm saying is, with the all responsibility, that even to write a AI model or LLM model, you need to know the base very well. Or even to go for quantum computing, the subject I am not very well versed, but I saw the taste of it. Until and unless you have the base correct, all these will be crumbling if you are not having that right foundation. So I always say technology which is the understanding the technical essence of, and if I use in my technical jargon, like we use front-end technology, middleware, back-end technology. Now, you can put it in a cloud, you can put it in your data center, you can have a data lakes for millions of record, you can put algorithm on top of it, you can create a modeling on top of it, all is fine, but then base has to be there. So I always will say, first one will remain the technology base. And on top of it, as I said, the AI, of course, is a disrupting and big way. I gave you example of a coding part, which is live right now, and that is disrupting much faster than it was anticipated.
Absolutely, that.
A year and a half ago it came, and it is disrupting like anything.
Absolutely.
So quicker the people catch the train is or maybe train is half already gone, I would say. But let's catch the train of that AI journey. And third one, I'll keep it open, because 2 years ago we were not talking this question. I really don't know what technology will bring after 2 years.
Yeah.
So why I'm keeping open? My message to student is, keep the eyes and ears open, that what's coming. There is always something coming, and be prepared for that.
Correct. You said perfectly. Like if even that can be incorporated in our institutional curriculum also, that we need to give the flavor of base subjects. We should not completely avoid them, as well as we should give them the flavor of technologies that are trending right now, as well as what are going to be trending in the future. We cannot completely go with the existing technologies. We need to give them the flavor of base, because that is something which is going to stay. The top layers will be changing, but the base technologies, algorithms, data structures, compilers, so those microprocessors, those things are going to be staying for
I can
things.
tell you, even today, the highest recruitment is maybe happening in the Java technology, which is old age, or Java developer. Now the flavors could be changing, but still or .NET, I learned 20 years ago. Still the .NET, concept of .NET, the language of .NET is very strong. You got a layer on top already. Say you use microservices or APIs, or again, as I said, creating a model out of it, using a full stack development. But end of the day, the know-how remains same. So I wouldn't suggest an institution to look beyond their base to start with. Put a layer of what's around the world right now, and keep the space for explore what's coming up. So that's a 3-tier technical approach, I would think.
Awesome. Okay, so that's all related to what the students can learn. And it was nice knowing your experience, how you have progressed in your career, as well as what you are looking up into the new recruiting employers. Few questions from Karnavati University. You came to university, you interacted with the students. You have seen that our university is offering multidisciplinary courses within the same location. All the colleges are very close to each other. The students are getting the flavor of other courses as well. When not only like if an engineering student is here, they are able to get everything related to engineering, but they can explore something which is in law background, from management background, from medical background. So what do you think this kind of approach, this kind of multidisciplinary approach that we are providing at Karnavati University, or any university who is providing such kind of flavor to a student? So what difference that can create to a student's life if such kind of offerings are there?
Yeah, again, first of all, I'll say you have provided a good hospitality since I arrived, or even before I arrived. So that speaks the volume of the detailing what you and your team is been doing. You will be surprised to know that in IIM Bangalore, while we were learning management, we had a proper law subject. So the law was one of the subject in management. Another subject was it's called BGS, Business, Government and Society. A professor taught us history, like how the French Revolution happened. From there, how the world changes. So I'm just giving an example that the Premier Institute think holistic. They teach you microeconomics at one side, forex trading at one side, law on another side, and as I said, procurement, how to do the procurement. So they takes you the totality. I contextualize same in here, and in IT terms, any IT product is good when there is a good UI. People say that, right? If you write a great code behind, but your screen is not good or your mobile app doesn't look good,
Yes.
you won't get that appealing user base. So when IT student here interacts with the UI UX, I saw the UI UX lab, I think he's also here. They would feel that flavor firsthand here.
Correct.
When they see the law college next to them, maybe on the canteen or there when they are talking, they will feel the flavor of law.
Okay.
Same way management. So the totality of this multidisciplinary setup allows a student to have flavor of it somewhat. Vis-a-vis if it is a pure tech college which is isolated from everything, and then you suddenly jump into the world, and the world is not isolated. You need to know the impact of Russia-Ukraine war. I'll tell you as an example, when this war started, it was all of a sudden, in the sense that it wasn't like coming up that, oh, we are going to see this conflict. It was happened over a brief period of time and it's still continuing. And then many countries had put a sanction on Russia. And these companies were using Russian product, IT product. And we were asked to not use it. Now, all of a sudden, we have to change our systems to not use the Russian product, for example, and use other product. So, why I'm giving example is that the totality of experience is important. That what is happening in the world,
Correct.
what is happening in other disciplinary areas. One of the professor today morning, when I was talking, we have GDPR rules in Europe.
Correct.
Data privacy. If you were be following, Indian government has brought up similar rule.
I think yes.
Now, IT engineer, can the engineer be oblivious of that thought that, oh, I don't want to know? It is not going to work out.
Correct.
So this multidisciplinary setup allows a student to at least think about it.
Absolutely. You mentioned right about GDPR. Actually, a few months before, I was also studying about GDPR, and I was very much fascinated like how Europe has evolved and is able to structure this thing, which I think most of the universities, most of the institutions across the world are trying to consider as a pivot point. GDPR, I think, is the pivot rule book that most of the institutions and countries are looking up for, where they can structure the things for the data privacy. So, yes, that multidisciplinary approach where they are changing the things accordingly based on their requirements, based on what is happening across the world, is something that needs to be adopted. And this is something which can be fused within the student at the ground level of institution. So that is something that I was able to relate to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. If you want to put a student into a harsh condition, like we are seeing a lot of difference in the Gen Z generations that is coming right now. That is what they call themselves, Gen Z generation. So this Gen Z generation is having a completely different mindset compared to what the people at the top positions are having. So how to bridge that gap so that these people at Gen Z generation can understand this is something which our seniors are looking up in our side as a part of attitude, as a part of skills. So that can create a good communication, which a communication gap that I am seeing between a top management and a Gen Z generation. So what kind of things you would like?
We have a fragile glasses, right? You need to handle with care. It's almost same way because they bring a lot of beauty of two or three things. One is they bring a lot of energy.
Correct.
their energy is beyond the boundaries. When I say boundaries, they have exposed to global elements very early in their life. So the you had a Coldplay show here in Ahmedabad. That Chris wouldn't have thought that he would have that kind of success because of the awareness and following of the people here. That demonstrate the how in music area how far our people has gone in. Honestly, I don't know any song of the Coldplay.
Okay.
So the first element is they bring lot of energy. Second, as I said, their content accessible to them is universal and at early age. So they have energy, they have content. Probably the institute can only bring the direction. If we tell them to slow down, that's not going to happen. So channelizing the energy, channelizing the knowledge is what an institution should do that. And rather than cutting down the knowledge or cutting down the energy.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the insights. It was nice interaction with Praful Goyal, sir. We hope you are going to have a much more good time at Karnataka University. We have a session coming from Praful, sir, at our institution, where he will be explaining about cloud infrastructure, if I am not.
Computing is my favorite topic.
Okay. So sir will be sharing all the insights related to cloud computing. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having.
Thank you.